Faron Paul, an anti-knife crime campaigner, has instructed Bhatt Murphey solicitors to take action against the Metropolitan Police in response to claims that he was illegally strip searched by police at Charing Police Station last year. Charing being that lovely place I was taken to when arrested outside the BBC in January, and the same station that we've reported on a lot here on the channel regarding incidents of discrimination and abuse. Now, I'm sorry, but I won't use the term racism because it's clear that police from this station have been discriminatory towards just about everyone that they encounter based on reports. That's men, women, blacks, whites, gays, straights. They are equal opportunity offenders. Faron Paul said he was taken to Charing Cross after being arrested during a stop near Piccadilly Circus last October. He claims he was a passenger in a car driven by his partner that crashed with a black cab in central London. Officers arrived and he says he became increasingly distressed as police confronted his partner. Faron said that one of the officers pushed him twice, saying they felt threatened by Faron's demeanour and that he was being obstructive whilst shouting at police. He said that he was then arrested for disorderly behaviour and took him to Charing Cross Nick. Faron then claims he was asked to undress and then was held down in a cell by 6 police, 3 on each side of his body, whilst they cavity searched him. I just couldn't understand why I was naked in a police cell, he said. I insulted the officers throughout my arrest and detention because I felt degraded. Being drunk in a car is not a prisonable offence, and to have things escalated all the way up to a cavity search is incredibly disturbing. I'm so angry. Appearing at Westminster Magistrates Court a month after he was arrested, charged with assault of an emergency service officer, all charges were dropped. Faron says that he believes the police had no right to strip search him. Faron Paul runs a knife amnesty scheme called amnesty, in which anyone who wants to hand in a knife but does not want to deal with the police can give him the weapon in exchange for JD Sports vouchers before he passes on the blades to the police himself. He had worked with British Transport Police and the Metropolitan Police. He says, if they can do this to me as someone who's known to them and has been working alongside them in doing positive work, then what chance does the average 18-year-old black boy have in the streets? I feel dehumanised by this experience. Look, no offence, but if they can do it to you, then what chance does the average 18-year-old boy have on the streets? There is no need to add the colour in order to make this a racist incident. It may well have been, but it's not just black people who have this kind of behaviour against them. It is, however, usually black people who have this kind of behaviour highlighted in the media rather than the average 18-year-old white boy. Paperwork that is said to have been sent to the Metropolitan Police by Bhatt Murphey on behalf of Faron allegedly states that he is suing for malicious prosecution, misfeasance, assault and battery, breaches of the Equalities Act and breaches of the Human Rights Act. A Metropolitan Police spokesperson confirmed a claim has been received from Bhatt Murphy solicitors representing him that the force would respond to. They added, in light of the pending civil litigation, it is not appropriate to comment further at this stage. And this, ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, innies, outies and in-betweeners, blacks and whites, yellows and blues, this goes to show how, in the police, the left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing and they simply don't know their arse from their elbow. With a member of the community working in a way to remove knives from the street and avoid and being the very one to hand in said blades to the police, you would assume that they would have some idea of who this man is. It also shows more of the despicable behaviour issued to the general public by the Metropolitan Police, specifically the Charing Cross sty. I'm pretty sure this won't be the last we hear of that particular station. I will say that I feel quite lucky to have not given them too much lip when I was arrested in January, and although they didn't seem to want to violate my bunghole, they did fail to give me the medication I needed, even though I was adamant about which of my meds I needed and which of them I didn't. So of course they gave me the ones I told them I could do without, and left me without the ones that I needed to function properly. However, these days I simply expect nothing less.
You can take me, but you cannot take my bunghole. For I have no bunghole. I am the great Cornholio.